Senator McPhedran.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and colleagues. To you, Senator Manning, and to Georgina McGrath and her family, thank you for the tireless efforts since 2018 to get this bill to a final vote, which I hope will happen very soon. My question is based on your speech, and I want to create a bit of an introduction to the question. Your speech today powerfully reminded us that the pandemic the world has failed to stop is, in fact, violence against women, and it is the virus of inequality at the source of the infection. I think you know that LEAF, the Women's Legal Education and Action Fund, of which I'm proud to be a co-founder some 40 years ago, published a report in October 2024 entitled, "What It Takes: Establishing a Gender-Based Violence Accountability Mechanism in Canada." Governments are accountable for ending gender-based violence in Canada. The LEAF report, authored by Dr. Amanda Dale, examines the pandemic that no government has been able to stop: gender-based violence. LEAF and Dr. Dale provide evidence of the need for a federal accountability mechanism. To establish such a federal accountability mechanism, they recommend that parliamentarians create a gender-based violence commissioner who would have the independence, powers, and persuasive role necessary to create systemic change, both in government and in community and our country. Senator Manning, I'm sure you recall the recommendation of the Mass Casualty Commission, created to examine the April 18th, 19th, 2020 murder spree in Nova Scotia. For such a commissioner, in its final report was a strong recommendation of the Commission. This commissioner would work alongside grassroots and marginalized communities who are essential in crafting and implementing effective solutions to end gender-based violence. Senator Manning, would you agree that a federal gender-based violence commissioner would be an effective way to implement the kind of systemic change that your bill addresses?
Senator Manning.
Thank you, Senator McPhedran. And I'm very familiar with the Mass Casualty Commission plus the LEAF organisation and the recommendation of the Commissioner. I feel that there's no, as I said in my speech, I don't think there's any one thing that we can do here in government, in Parliament, that will address intimate partner violence. It's a combination of many things. It's a combination of the National Action Plan, it's a combination of public debate, public discussion, and certainly I think that I believe that a Commissioner would be a great asset in dealing with gender-based violence in this country. It's one of these issues, I believe, Senator, that it has to be a collective. Everybody has to come together, regardless of political stripe. This is not a political issue. This is an issue that affects, mostly women and girls, but affects, society as a whole. And when I talk about the cost, just for the $7.4 billion approximately cost to the country. I mean, these are the kind of things that we need to look at. But put all that aside, our priority from day one should be the protection, any way, shape or form, of women and girls. I don't believe that, I had a lady came up to me last year in a grocery store in Newfoundland. She never told me her name. She tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Thank you, Senator Manning, for all the work you're doing on intimate partner violence." And I said to her, "I'm working with others." And she said, "Yes, together we'll beat this." So I believe that the Commissioner, plus any other opportunity that we have to build a collective, to build a foundation, to build from the foundation to address the concerns we have. And that's why I believe that S242, the second part of the bill, calls on the government to do a biennial report. And that will give us an opportunity to stand here in the Senate and for our counterparts to stand in the House of Commons and ask the Minister and ask the government, whatever political stripe they are at the time, where they stand and what they are doing in relation to intimate partner violence. And I truly believe that it's only by coming together and addressing this in a collective that we can address the concerns of the women and girls in this country.